Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Club, where we're keeping it surreal and talking about all things odd, mysterious, and paranormal. This is show 17. Tonight, we're venturing down the rabbit hole into a topic we can all use right now: healing. I'm talking with my good friend and Reiki Master, Krystal Bishop, and we're trying a video conference this time too. It's candid with mature content and some adult language, so be advised. The full video is on the YouTube version of this show, so you can see our faces. Before we dive in too deep, remember to hit that subscribe button and give this show a thumbs up. Your support is what helps keep me bringing you fun and freaky shows with colorful guests, interesting ideas, and amazing stories. My channels are full of fun little goodies that'll make you go, And they can all be found on my website, along with all my social media, YouTube, and podcast links. TheRabbitHole.club. That's right, I said .club. C-L-U-B. This week, I'm super excited to announce that my show is finally listed with all the podcast distributors. You can find me on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, FYYD, and many more. If you or someone you know would like to share a scare, a show idea, personal experience, or anything else odd and unusual, you can call my hotline at 816-514-5084. Leave a message there, or you can send an email to submit@therabbithole.club. And now, on to the show. Starting the show, let's take a look at this week's Rabbit Reel, reviewing the paranormal news around the world. First off, the CIA is set to provide more information to Congress about the jump in UFO sightings all over the globe. Reports are coming in by the hundreds, doubling and almost tripling past years. According to news outlets, there's a lot of backpedaling going on, with government agencies saying that all of the anomalies reported can be explained away, including the 3 pilot videos released by the CIA. They blame equipment failure, weather balloons, and optical illusions for all these close encounters, when only weeks ago they admitted they don't know what they are. I don't know about you all, but I'm pretty sick of their tired and obviously falsified analysis of the UFO phenomenon. In other odd news, and according to the official Loch Ness Monster Sighting Register in Scotland, Nessie has made its 6th official sighting reported this year. If you have a sighting to report, or you just want to check out the other official reports, you can visit LochNessSightings.com. That's LochNessSightings.com. Some of these reports come with photos and videos also. In Strange Science this week, glaciologist Martin Siegert of Imperial College London and his colleagues were using ice-penetrating radar over Antarctica when they discovered a vast and extensive 300-mile river under thousands of meters of ice. Putting 2 and 2 together, they figured out that the lakes they found under the ice down there a couple of decades ago are all interconnected by a very intricate river system, linking them all together. It'll be interesting to see what else they find. That's not all the weirdness in the world this week, but that's all we have time for. And now, down the rabbit hole we go. Welcome to the show, Krystal.
Hi. Hello.
Thank you so much for doing this, honey. I really appreciate it.
I'm so excited about it, and I do love your show, and I always love hearing your stories, so This is awesome,
Thank you.
It's something in the realm of paranormal and all that good stuff. So you always have some story to tell or some knowledge to share. So of course, come on, this is amazing.
Aw, thank you so much. I'm really excited. This last week, I got it listed with all of the podcast folks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, yay!
And all that. Trying to get comfortable. Here we go.
All right. So, tonight we're going to talk about you and all of your wonderful things. First off, let's start out with, tell me your name, tell me who you are.
Okay, so my name is Krystal Bishop. I just got it changed. Look at that. I am a newly married woman. Woohoo!
Yay!
There's been a lot of changes in the past 2 years. It's been crazy. And I personally am a Reiki Master and teacher practitioner.
Right.
So teach and I practice Reiki as well in my part-time healing business, Goddess K Healing.
So tell me about this. What is Reiki?
Yes. Okay. Reiki is a Japanese form of stress reducer. Stress reducing that involves working through your energetic bodies and your soul body. It also helps in reducing stress and trauma and releasing of anything that you need to release. So, Rei actually means God's like knowledge or higher power, and Ki is life force energy. So Reiki is your it is your spiritually guided life force energy. So I work as a vessel, so to speak, and a lot of people are like, what do you even do in a session? What goes on? So it's kind of like if you're getting a massage but you're fully clothed, and a practitioner will hover their hands or touch in certain places very, very lightly and gently, and we work through we're a vessel for energy, so energy flows through us.
So that makes you a tool.
Yes, I am a tool. I love that you said that, because I don't like to use the word that I'm a healer, because it's not necessarily me. I'm not doing the healing. You always do the healing. The person who comes to get healed, they do the healing. You are always in charge of your healing.
Yes.
And Goddess K Healing, I say empower the divinity in you. So that's my tagline, because I want to empower you to heal yourself, to understand your strength and the power that you hold within you, to move past and move forward from everything that you've been through, to become the best person that you can be, and live more in peace, because we all deserve that. So you don't need to suffer.
Right.
You know?
So that was something that I was taught very early on in life, is that if someone is not wanting to be healed, you can't heal them. There is nothing you can do. That is entirely up to them. You are strictly a tool to be used to help them heal themselves.
So freaking absolutely. And I love the beauty in that, because you can't give away your power, you know? You should never give away your power for someone to do all the work for you, or to give your power away and make yourself feel useless, because you're not. And yeah, there's a caveat to that, because my husband, which is so funny, he's an atheist, by the way. Believer now than he has been because of me, of anything spiritual, anything higher force, you know. But he said, on the other hand, Krystal, make sure that you know that you are very powerful when you do this work. So I did the work to become a Reiki Master teacher practitioner, to open myself up to the channels, to the divine,
yes,
and allow myself to be this vessel and to deliver the messages that the client needs at the time they need it.
I'm so proud of you. Golly, we've known each other for so long. Let's talk about that for just a second. How did we meet?
About 12 years now, and we met on the set of American Maniacs, or Fetch as they call it, as we call it. So yeah, and I've worked with you on many films with makeup and special effects, and you've done a lot of special effects on me.
Yes.
And you've done a lot of makeup on me, including making me look like a goddess for my wedding most recently.
You were so beautiful. Oh, you were so beautiful.
You really made me look like this elven goddess, and it didn't hit me at the time, but I once I got to the wedding venue and my nerves were calmed down, I was like, oh my God, I love this. I love your vision was perfect for me and what I needed, and it was wonderful. And I feel like a Lord of the Rings beautiful elven princess. So
you looked astoundingly gorgeous. I was so proud of you. I cried.
You were like my surrogate mother, so you were. each other soulfully. And like, you know, when I saw you that day, I just like started crying. I had not really cried at all during my wedding. And then I saw you and I was like, oh my gosh. So it's just beautiful to connect with you again. But yeah, we worked on many films, and actually I want to bring up this, you talked about paranormal activities and things like that. And I've been through my own.
Yes.
One in particularly, we shared together on the set of Taking of Savannah.
Oh, wow.
When we were on the Chitty farm, and I think we were walking together, and I was walking, and then like this like smoke or mist went past me. I was like, oh, what the hell was that? Yep. And you're like, that was the spirit. And I was like, okay, cool. Manifest like that before. I've heard things, and I've heard spirits, and it is true, like some places are more spiritually active than others, and there's only a couple places where I've actually been a part of that, not willingly, but like just been with it, and those are stories for another time. So yeah, we've known each other for 12 years on many, and passing through life. So yeah, it's been amazing.
So let's clarify, that was the Chitty, Chitty farm.
Chitty farm.
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to some Reiki here, because I have a few questions for you. I know I've never personally studied the Reiki. I have studied very similar energies all of my life, because that's the way I'm built. But I know that in Reiki are there 3 or 4 different levels?
It could be 3 or 4 depending on who your master teachers are. So
Gotcha.
Only a teacher can teach the attunement levels, and attunements are special ceremonies and rituals in which you receive the Reiki energy, the specific Reiki energy. And we don't really talk about that much because it's meant to be a beautiful thing between in your journey, because I had no idea. You'll go to the workshop and you'll spend like a whole day or a weekend learning about the level from your master teacher, and then you'll have an attunement ceremony. So you are actually attuned with the Reiki energy. And so once you start getting into these energies, like you've had it your whole life, but my journey was a little bit different. I've been around paranormal things all my life, but I never really completely understood myself and how I was very much a part of that, and what my gifts were, because I kind of blocked them out for many, many years, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah, but then once I started my healing journey, specifically because I was having a lot of problems in my life, and I started learning gratitude and I started meditating. So one night in particular, I was meditating and I had my hands like this, and they started to feel weird. And I started to feel like this pulsating pressure coming out of my hand. And I went like that, and it felt like this giant, like, pulsating ball in between my hands. It was insane. And Colleen, I thought I had superpowers. I was insane. It was like, it blew my damn mind. And then like not even a week later, a couple days later, I saw Reiki online, and I had no idea what it was. And so I started looking into that. So yes, 3 or 4 attunements. The last one is your Reiki Master attunement, where you actually become the Reiki Master and you receive everything. Coming back to the story of why I started with my journey was because once you start taking on different energies, it's very hard on the body because you have to tune to them. That's why there are multiple levels. You're tuning to lots of different energies. Right. And yeah, like you said, you work with a lot of energy work, and people do energy work without being a Reiki practitioner. It's a little bit different modalities, but yes, you can still be an energy worker without being attuned with Reiki energies. So it's just everyone has their own brand. Everyone has their own specialty, you know. Reiki is just its own thing, and it's been passed down the line since 1922, and its own modality. So.
Okay, so if I were interested in taking Reiki, because I have known Reiki practitioners that I did not trust, a lot of them, to be honest. So they got into it for more the money than the healing. And
Okay.
if I were looking for a good Reiki master to help me with healing, obviously I know you, but how would I go about finding someone that I trusted?
Oh yeah. So I feel like if you truly believe that things happen for a reason,
Mhm.
and you go, okay, I've been through a lot of crap in my life, but in the end, I've learned so many lessons in that things happen and come up for me for a reason. If you
Yes.
are belief that you energetically magnetize things towards you to what you need at the time or what you ask the universe for, if you're in co-creation with the universe or spirit or whatnot, then things will start appearing in your life.
Right.
So
So trust the process is what you're saying.
trust the process, trust it. I came across Lauren Gonzalez for my first 2 Reiki attunements, and I learned about her from Facebook, and all of a sudden she just came up one day on Facebook, and so I trusted that. I was like, okay, I feel that this is what's for me. So you have to use your intuition. You have to trust. Okay, if you have a bad feeling about it, don't do it.
Right.
Do not do it. But it has to be not out of fear. It has to be, okay, why do I feel this way? Okay, I just know it. If you are in touch with your knowing, your claircognizance, then yeah, just don't do it. But
Gotcha. And the same,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the same thing goes for if I wanted to learn Reiki from someone, not just to be healed, but to learn Reiki to be a practitioner of my own. Same thing applies.
Absolutely. So I took Reiki 1 and 2 from Lauren, and then I learned about Christy Marsh. And she's amazing in Kansas City, and she's worked with Lauren too. And I've been to one of their workshops they put on together. And I ended up doing my Reiki Master with Christy Marsh.
Mhm.
So for whatever reason, Spirit was guiding me towards her to do my Reiki Master at that time with those people, what I needed to know and what I needed to learn at that time. So I trusted that process. And nothing was forced. You don't want to force anything, you know, you just want to surrender and learn how to surrender and go with the flow and ask for what you want, and things will start showing up, right? Don't expect the exact outcome. Just go with what is coming towards you, and all that stuff. I could go on forever about all about this, but yes, trust yourself, trust your intuition, and if they're, you know, also, you know, ask other people that you know, hey, this person wants this much money for this attunement. Does that seem
Right.
exactly? And they'll
Right.
talk to you, people that have been through it, and you'll know yourself, and you'll understand, and you will listen to yourself on, you know, your intuition on if they are using this practice for a different means
Right.
and not in always the best intention for the people that they are working with, their clients, etc.
Okay, that kind of leads me to my next question for you. And I've actually heard people ask this question, so I'd like to hear what you think.
Okay.
Is Reiki a religion?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. People that think that Reiki is a religion um, are the same people that think that the satanic temple is like worship Satan, and they don't. So absolutely not. It is not a religion. You don't go to some church. You don't worship somebody. It is a practice. It is not a religion. I have so many like Reiki Master sisters who go to church and are Christian and, you know, believe in God. There's no entity that you worship in Reiki. There's no church. There's no nothing. It's just a practice. It's a way of being. It's a lifestyle, so to speak. It's a lifestyle. It's not a religion.
Gotcha.
And whoever says it's a religion is clearly not a Reiki master or Reiki practitioner. Tell you, no, absolutely not. We are not a religion. So just like yoga is a practice of exercise and body, like, body healthiness.
And
It's
energy manipulation.
absolutely, absolutely. For sure. So yeah, absolutely not.
Okay, so you and I, you sent me a list of things that you'd like to talk about. And one of the things I had a question about was talk about the modalities. What is a modality?
Okay, yeah. I was speaking in terms of like healing modalities of all the different types of things that you can do to heal.
Perfect.
Absolutely. So, I'm a Reiki Master practitioner, right?
Mhm.
But I want to be very clear. I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor. I am a Reiki Master practitioner, and I also believe in Western medicine. I
Gotcha.
also you've been stabbed, or if you have cancer or things like that, you need to go to the hospital. You need to have doctors help you out with that, because I am not a doctor. But you can work with Western medicine and energies to help yourself get better. Okay. So I work physically as well as emotionally and spiritually, but I am not here to take away certain things from you, like a stab wound. Okay.
A stab room requires certain medical tools.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm definitely very much into Western medicine. And so everyone needs different things to help in their healing journey. So I am not above going to therapists. I'm not above getting medications, what you need for your body, or figuring out what's going on chemically in your body. If you need that, everyone is different. There are tons of different modalities of energy work. I mean, there's crystal healing, there's just energy work, there's EFT, that is working with trauma release in the body. I'm not super specifically trained in that. I'm not. I love to take an EFT class.
Well, that
But
also includes some past life type stuff.
absolutely. Regression, past time regression, past life regression. I did that once, and that was so mind bending for me. I was in such a traumatic life. It was just insane. I learned so much from it. But yeah, there's so many things. There's exercise, there's nutritionists, there's so many things that you can help your body heal. It's what works for you. But the most important thing about all of these things that you know about, that it's in the palm of your hands. There's so many things to help you heal, but guess what? You have to do it. You have to put in the work. You have to want to heal, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
I know when somebody is not taking my Reiki energy, because I will feel absolutely nothing. When I'm working on somebody, me personally, I feel the pressure, I feel the energies, I feel the feelings, I feel the things.
Yes.
But if there's nothing there, I know you are not taking it. So subconsciously, you may not want the Reiki energy, but I've never had that experience on my table. I've never had any client come into my session and sit down and go, I want Reiki, and then I don't feel anything. So I've had people come into my life who need it, right?
Yeah, right.
So everything happens for a reason, and everyone comes to me for what they need, and other people go to other Reiki practitioners for what they need. So, but as far as modalities, there's so much available to you in healing your own mind, body, and soul.
Well, and right now, the state of our world is such that, I'm a big believer in when you play into the fear, when you listen to what's going on the news, and you can't pry your eyeballs away from CNN, and you're scared about what's coming and what's here, and the separation. They've separated us in so many different ways, and they've done this through fear. And I'm a firm believer that if you focus on those things and you emotionalize it, that you're adding to the problem instead of taking away from it. So, what, as a Reiki master, would you suggest for people who are caught up in that loop?
It is so hard because even I've gotten caught up in it too.
Me
But you've
too.
really stepped back and you have to come back to yourself. What is important to you right here? How can you become more present? It's about grounding yourself and where
Yes.
you are right here and what you have control of. Do you have control of everything that's going on in the news? No, you do not. Does it suck? Yes, there's a lot of things that happen that just hurts your heart to just hear,
Yes.
all of that good stuff. So even all the separation, everything, ground yourself. What can you do to ground yourself? Being very present with your surroundings. Okay, it's very simple, is to just go, hey, I have the window here, I hear these sounds right now, I feel what on my feet right now. Is it cold? Is it hot? What can bring me back to the present right here? A lot of people are like, oh, go walk in grass. Yes, you can totally ground your energies with the earth's energies, which is super important. But when I talk about grounding, I talk about bringing yourself back into your body and going, what can I touch? What can I hear? What can I see? What is going on in my surroundings right here? And sometimes a lot of people have anxiety attacks. That can actually help them come back into their body.
That's a good point.
Yes, and I've heard that before too. If you've ever watched BoJack Horseman, there's a really good scene where his daughter, I know, his daughter's at a party and she's starting to have an anxiety attack. And then so she had to start grounding herself, going, what's around me? What is here? What can I touch? What is going on? And that helps you understand what you can control and bring you back to here and present in your heart space, in your self space. Because although we may be here on this earth to learn lessons and, oh my gosh, I'm so connected with the higher realms and blah, blah, blah. Some people may still be so up here, but guess what? We still have to play the game. We have to be here right now.
Here.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. We have to be down here. So you can't get all the things.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's right. My mother always called that centering oneself.
Absolutely.
Center yourself, Colleen. Come back.
Deep breathing, get back inside yourself and take that moment. And I don't think people really understand how much they don't do that. How much it takes 2 minutes just to sit down with only yourself to like come back inside.
Yes.
And just presently. So
unfortunately, the world we live in, it by design is scrambling. It wants you scrambled and divided, and that's because that stuff doesn't work for us. We need to be focused on centering ourselves. And my guides always told me, if you want to change the world, you start within yourself and work your way out.
And that is why I have a high respect for all the self-care that has been taught right now, and like getting people back to self-care, because you can't take care of anyone else before you take care of yourself, right? So I've had an issue with certain religious beliefs. We'll just say extreme, because not everybody believes this, but who say that you're nothing without this entity. And to me, that's just complete baloney, because
it is.
You have free will for a reason.
That's
to be able to create your surroundings. It is about co-creation with your guide, angels, with God, and whoever you believe in, any higher source. And even if not, like, it's about being able to work with the energies and work with yourself and what you want and your desires and what lessons you want to learn. It's self-empowerment. So they're giving all of their power away.
Yes.
Because I want to say you're nothing and you're not worthy and you're nothing without this higher entity. And that is keeping them lost, I feel like, because you have to take action to change anything in your life. So if you don't feel empowered, like Goddess K Healing empowered the divinity within you, then you're stuck and you depend on something else to change something for you. So
Yes.
yeah. So like, what do they say? God doesn't help anyone who doesn't help themselves, right? Well, then get out and do it, because you have the power to do those changes, and you are worthy, and you are wonderful, and you're beautiful and divine. Let's get there. Let's feel
Yes.
that power within us, right?
So I am a firm believer that that God is everything, everything, us included, everything, and we are by design created creators.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So
absolutely.
that says a lot right there.
It really does. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because once you start working with the energies around you and what you can attract to yourself and what you want, things just start flowing.
Yep.
Surrender to the flow and let it happen, and learn the lessons as you go, because we're not perfect by all means. We're
No.
having human experiences, and let's be honest, they suck. Human experiences can suck so bad, but we're here to learn those lessons and feel the emotions and feel every type of emotion, because that's what we're here for, right?
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so awesome. So, what kind of really amazing adventures have you had with your Reiki?
Oh my God. Let's say, let's see. Okay. When I started all of my healing journeys, uh, within a couple months, I got fired from a dream job. Well, when I started the healing journey, I got fired from my dream job. 2 months later, I got hired as another job. 2 months after that, I moved to a complete different city, and it was a rural town. I have no idea what I was doing there. And then in 1 year, I got my Reiki Master's, practitioner certificate and whatnot. And then after that, I surrendered even more. And then turns out the love of my life had been in my life for a year and a half. And that happened. And then all of a sudden I moved again to another rural town in Oklahoma. And then everything just started snowballing. Once you start really being intentional with what you want in your life and how you want to change them, things start changing, or they start happening, you know? Um, a lot more things are coming up really quickly. So some people are fast manifestors. They will just manifest and it'll happen within a couple months. Some people aren't. Some people are doers. People are all sorts of things. So my point is that Reiki really helped put me on the path of becoming my best self and getting what I need in my life to learn my lessons and to get through the hardships a lot quicker, a lot easier, and to, get the things I want out of life. No, I'm not a millionaire, and no, I'm not, whatever. But so the adventures I've had is moving everywhere. I've met so many different kinds of people during my practice that have come to me when I was in these rural towns and go, oh my God, I'm so glad that you're here. This is amazing that you're here and doing this work, because I've encountered people that want to literally have said that they want to kill me with a pitchfork because I do the work.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, and then, they're like, oh, I talked about it with my Bible study group and it's blasphemy. And I'm like, this is why you don't do that, because they don't know anything about what I do. And I do believe in God. I do talk about angels. I work with Archangel Michael a lot. So it's just it's really funny that, you encounter a lot of fear. You encounter a lot of stuff. So I've been on so many different adventures. I've met so many different people. I've connected with spirit in ways I never thought possible. And I've learned to trust myself and learned to surrender a lot more.
That's awesome.
It's been an adventure, let me. So yeah.
I can relate to that. I have had my fair share of angry mobs in my life.
Oh, I've heard your other podcast too, and you've briefly talked about it too. So it's very interesting when you get into realms where people don't understand, and it's that fearful thinking. Again, it's the fearful thinking and putting your power into something else and wanting to blame other people for what's wrong in your life, or oh, all of a sudden my car broke down. It must be you, witch. You know, it's just very interesting. Being in many different places and seeing different types of people and feeling the town's energy is very interesting.
Yeah,
So,
I bet.
it's a journey so far, but I've definitely learned to love myself. I've definitely learned to live in my shadows more.
What do you mean by that?
So what they talk about shadow work, if you've heard about that, it's just about confronting the things you hate about yourself, confronting the things that you just, oh my God, I can't believe I think like that, like the darkness, so to speak, the things inside of yourself that you really wish were not there. Confronting it and understanding how much stronger you are when you work with those things that you don't like. Because I could hate that people say I'm intimidating and I look mean, or I have resting bitch face, or blah blah blah. But you know what? That strength inside of me, that fierceness that I have, has made me been able to be so determined and so driven in my life that I can get through the obstacles that I've been given, or that I encounter, or that I choose to encounter subconsciously, or whatever, life lesson I decided on before I got here, Yep. So the fierceness in myself has made me be able to work through all that darkness that I've experienced, and be the strong woman that I am today. So that's an example.
You are. Oh yeah, no, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we have other things to talk about, but we're going to have to do that in another meeting.
Yeah.
So, I loved you, girl. Thank you so much for being here.
I know, it went so quickly, and I love you, and I'm so happy to do this, and I'd love to talk about more things sometimes about, all the paranormal activities and life too. Oh my.
Well, when you have time, I'm ready.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I love you, and any time for you, I would be happy to. So
awesome. Well, tell your lovely husband hey for me, okay?
Well, I love you.
I love you. Mwah. You have a good evening. I'll talk soon.
All right, bye.
Bye. That's my show for this week. Special thanks to my wonderful boyfriend and my amazing family for helping me get this project off the ground and rolling it to a good place. Next week, Krystal comes back and we talk about all kinds of paranormal good stuff, like astral projection, spirits we've experienced both together and individually, and lots more. Thanks for listening and keep it surreal.